Hello, and continue video. Today we're gonna take a look at a team that I already showcased several times and also said this is still one of the best teams that you can run. We're currently getting into the phase where a lot of people are able to hit legend or like getting close towards it. And as we are stuck again with the Great League here for the second week in a row, basically because who the hell plays Flying Cup, I kind of want to showcase here my team that got me to 3155 MMR. As my opponent just decides to surrender their first game. This is a team that has been around for actually basically since Go Battle League been a thing there, basically since the Sableye been in Rocket Grunts, and you can get it with like Return and stuff like this. Like since then this team has been around, and this team is so amazing. The SWAMPERT here gonna be basically the Pokemon you kind of want to protect, as this thing gonna be the Pokemon that has the least amount of defense, but the other Pokemon are pretty bulky. And the core between SWAMPERT and Skarmory is just amazing, while Sableye is just the best possible save swap in this kind of meta. A little bit of a problem might be Lickitung, to be honest, to deal with this Pokemon, but usually you see it in the back, not really in the lead. And even in the lead, you can go for the Hydro Cannon. It's not like that Lickitung completely destroys your Swampert either. It's only like kinda decent against both of your lead and your Sableye. But yeah, like here, for example, my opponent has no chance anymore. They're gonna go into their Trevenant, decide to surrender, because I would just be able to farm them down in the 2 shields as far as I know. As we see my opponent going and having here their own Swampert. Maybe we have a mirror team here. This team that I built here is something that you're also going to encounter sometimes. It's just a very strong team. It's like the main team that you would run around Swampert, and it's definitely the best team that you can run around Swampert. And as we just were able to get Swampert again with the C-Dive move, like it's definitely something that you should try out if you have now a good Shadow Swampert. Also, normal Swampert works out pretty well here. As we see a Como-O from my opponent, which is fine for me, we can take one close combat here. And we should be able to get to a move against the opponent's Swampert here with our... they go actually for the move here with our Skarmory, but we can now go for one Sky Attack. The Sky Attack comes through, and the Sky Attack gonna put him into range where I can farm him all the way down, which is amazing. We see the Nidoqueen coming in, and at this point of time we already won the game, because A, we still have our Swampert, and B, we still have our Sableye in the back. Both of them are totally fine against this Nidoqueen, and there's not a lot that they can do. Even our Swampert just finished my opponent off here on its own. Sableye didn't even need to see the field here, and we are currently, like you see my rating, like we're getting higher and higher with this team. Actually, I think I had like 1 or 2 losses in total in like 3 sets with this team, which was kind of insane. Yeah, this is definitely most likely actually the best team that you can run right now, which is also pretty achievable to get. I know some people still don't have the Sableye. You can also run something like a Drapion or whatever as a save swap. Drapion should also work pretty well. Yeah, a different thing here is you usually run nowadays Earthquake on your Swampert. Like before, it was also kind of common to run Sludge Wave, especially for the Azumarill matchup. But Earthquake is basically the same as Stab, and does like basically the same amount of damage like a Sludge Wave. So you're also going to be able to now one-shot the Registeels with this, which you also kind of want to do. So it's definitely, in my opinion, currently the better play. We have some lag there, which was kind of annoying, but we can still go for one foul play. We're going to get 1 shield, and we can still get to another foul play here, trying to get another shield from my opponent, and we do, which is nice. There's also one game, I don't know if it's in here, where I had some more problems with lag. Like lag was sadly a thing again, which is not really that cool. As we see my opponent going for Earthquake here. Nice play by my opponent. I can just overfarm a lot. Go for the CMP tie here, winning the CMP tie, going for 1 Hydro Cannon. And we should be able to realign. We have... yeah, okay, this is a Nidoqueen in the back. We are fine with this. Bye Nidoqueen, and we didn't even need our Skarmory. You see like how good the core just Swampert is, like such an amazing Pokemon. We see his Walrein in the lead. That's not really good for you. Swampert do this hard to the Walrein. Of course, if you can hit the Earthquake, you're fine. As my opponent makes a smart play here, going into the Sableye now. And I thought I should be able to get a shield here at least. Do I? I'm actually gonna let it go. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna let this go. It's okay. I can go into my Swampert now. It's actually a weird position. I'm looking really bad here. Yeah, okay, I'm going to Swampert. I want to go for the CMP tie on the second move here. Main reason for this, you're gonna see it here. You always win CMP with the Swampert against the Sableye. Unless they're gonna have like a Hundo Sableye, then you lose. Against a normal Sableye that is like normal, like in general, like the best possible IV spread basically, you always win with a Swampert, but like not in this scenario, which really hurt me because now I basically have one less shield than I was supposed to be, or like supposed to have. And this is really horrible, of course, as there's not a lot that we can do here anymore at this point of time. They're gonna catch on the Nidoqueen. There's actually nothing I can do here anymore, I think. I'm just gonna try to farm all the way down, but like what? Like if my opponent didn't have like a Hundo, Sableye or whatever that was to win CMP against the Swampert, I would have been fine. But like this, there's not a lot that I can do here, sadly. I gotta try to farm down, didn't work out. I think I would have won though if my opponent had a Sableye that had good IVs. But also kind of happens. I guess it was like, I actually kind of didn't see it at the CP. Maybe it was like a back in the day Hundo, because like perfect Sableye with normal Swampert deck, the one that I have usually Swampert wins CMP tie. We see my opponent going for a foul play here, totally fine. We see the Talonflame coming in here, which is kind of awkward. I can go for one foul play here. I don't know if they know about me having my move. No, they actually throw before. Okay, they throw before I can get to another move, which is fine. We have him in range for one Hydro Cannon, which is always in range for one Hydro Cannon, because it is always basically dies from a Shadow Swampert as far as I know. As we can overfarm a lot, go for the move here, and I don't know if I win CMP tie here. I think I win CMP tie against this thing, but maybe not. I just decided to let it go. And I decided to go for my Skarmory Say Swap here into the Sableye. I have an Earthquake stored on my Pokemon on the back, and I can just farm all the way down. And we see the Talonflame coming in here. We go for 3 quick moves. We can go for 1 Sky Attack. They cannot get to another move here. Perfect alignment. And we see they have a Warren in the back. And as far as I can get like no to this Sky Attack here, this should put him into a range where 1 Earthquake easily KOs. And we already have him below half health. We win CMP tie. We have the Earthquake stored here. And we can just go for this. Boom. And Warren is gone. Good game to my opponent. Next up, we're gonna have... Oh, I think I lost this game because of lag, but I'm not sure. We see the Azumarill against us here with our Swampert. We can just let this first move go through because this is definitely an Ice Beam. An Ice Beam we can take. We can go for an Earthquake here. I don't know if they want to let this go or not. We have to see. It's fine, and we can overfarm a little bit. I'm just going to try to catch the Ice Beam perfectly onto my Sableye, which worked out really, really well. I have an Earthquake stored, and they go into their own Sableye. All good so far. I can go for 1 foul play here. Should be fine. I kind of want to get him into a range where I can do more damage with my Swampert or like farm down. So I shield here. So I get to my next move in time, right? Not with Niantic. And my opponent decides to like gets to the move before me because I just lag. And at this point of time, the game is over. Like, if I just got to my move there, I think I would have been fine. But like this, I wasted a shield. I have literally nothing to do. And we see a Marowak in the back. Imagine I would be able to get either a shield because we have so much energy on our Swampert already. Or, like, in general, if the game would have worked. Because now, like, my opponent is shieldless. There's nothing they can do really anymore. But yeah, like, imagine I still had the shield left. That would be very, very cool. And definitely would have won me the game. Very nice. I just gonna, undercharge it completely and try to farm down with my Skarmory now and try to get to a Brave Bird and see if I can still win like this. But yeah, this game got lost from Niantic. Thanks for this. Thanks for the lag. As we gonna go for the Brave Bird, we can see how much it's gonna do, but sadly it will just barely not be enough, and they're gonna survive there with like 1 HP in a dream. Again, would have been a win if Niantic decided to not lag there, but it is fine. We can go for an Earthquake here straight against this Umbreon because most people don't really gonna shield this, and they don't shield either. And we can take 1 move pretty easily, and if they don't throw immediately, we don't even have to invest a shield here, which is nice. We go for 1 Hydro Cannon, we swap out immediately now into the Sableye, trying to farm this thing down. They can go for 1 more move, but I should be able to farm down before they can get to another move here, as we're gonna have actually 4 Shadow Claws advantage now, and we see a Nidoqueen coming in here. Nidoqueen is not the best answer against the Sableye. I'm just gonna go ahead and should throw the foul plays here. Yep, I can get to 2 foul plays, which either get me the shield there or KO the Nidoqueen. Okay, we can... Let's see what we can do here. We see P-tie against them, which is nice. We should be able to realign. Yeah, we realign our Pokemon. We see the Deoxys coming in. I'm just gonna save my Sableye, and I thought I would be fine here. Because they kind of have to throw against my Swampert here, right? Turns out I'm kinda wrong, to be honest, and this is gonna be getting a little bit dicey here, to be honest. I'm gonna go into my Skarmory. I have to shield the move. Of course, they have the super effective Thunderbolt, which is gonna do a lot of damage. And this is gonna be a little bit awkward, because they're gonna go for another Thunderbolt here. And I still have to get a shield from my opponent. I still have to get him into range where maybe a Sky Attack KOs him. I'm not 100% sure. But this is gonna be a little bit awkward as we're gonna swap out into our Sableye. We try to catch, we try to throw the move, didn't work out. Is one Sky Attack is enough from this range? It is, just barely must be enough there, because like Deoxys defense is so bulky, usually would lose this. We see an Obstagoon against us. Very awkward for this team. Obstagoon is one of the worst Pokemon to face with this team. I usually go up to one Earthquake, sometimes I throw immediately, it doesn't really matter too much. You kind of always want to throw 2 Hydro Cannons though against this Pokemon. First should get the shield, yep, second one should get him low enough, and it gets him also low enough for the Sableye to swap in now and go for a foul play and KO this thing. This is basically the main goal why you swap out into your Sableye now and why you try to hit one move with the Swampert, as they're gonna let this move go through. We have a shield advantage now. They go into the Trevenant, which is nice for me. I wonder what they have in the bag, as we're gonna shield this move up. They still have to throw another Seed Bomb to KO me though. Like, they will not be able to farm me down. We can go for one more move. Do they let this go? They're gonna shield this up as well. What do they have in the bag? They have lag in the bag. Now I can get to my move before they can get to their move, which is actually worse for me. As we see the Nidoqueen and we win anyway, no matter what. Like, this was a pretty easy win. Next up, Altaria Lead. Altaria Lead is horrible for this team, of course, as even the Sableye loses in the 2-shot scenario pretty easily against the Altaria, unless you're going to be able to hit a return, which I'm not going to go for, as they actually catch the move perfectly for the Toxicroak. I actually thought of going for the return here. Imagine I went for the return, just one-shot this thing. That would have been hilarious. But like this, we're gonna go ahead, go for one more foul play. I expect my opponent to have a fighter in the back with the Medicham at this point of time. Altaria double fighting is a very common team right now. So we're gonna go ahead, go for the foul play, gonna put him very low, and we can realign our Pokemon, which is all I really wanted. As now I can actually have my Skarmory against this thing, and they most likely have, yeah, the Medicham in the back, so we can go to our Swampert. And my opponent gonna make a very crucial mistake here against me, which you're gonna see now. We can go for one move here, and we can still get to another one, and we see Pita here, which was really nice for me. Like, they could have already thrown prior with a Psychic or whatever, but we're gonna see what they're gonna throw here. They're gonna throw the Dynamic Punch. Interesting move choice. I thought of KOing him here, and I didn't, and I kind of screw the game up here nearly, as you're gonna see now. I didn't expect that the Brave Bird would KO from this range already. For whatever reason, it definitely does KO from this range. So I'm gonna go ahead, go for one extra quick move, which I didn't need, and go for 2 Sky Attacks now, which is way too risky, because one Brave Bird easily would have KO'd my opponent. Still, one with 1 HP in a Dream. I just wanted to make it, I guess, closer, but definitely not the smartest idea, as we see a Cresselia lead. We can swap out immediately against Cresselia. We have 2 decent answers in the back. They're gonna stay in here, and we can go for one foul play. I don't know why they stayed in here. They want to go for the Moonblast most likely, but I take this. I get the shield. I can give him my shield. I don't really care too much about it, and I get some nice damage there, and we see the Azumarill coming in. This is totally fine for me, as we can go for one more return here. And what we're gonna try to do here now, see if they go for the Play Rough. If they go for the Play Rough, which they do, I know that we can go for 7 quick moves and then swap out into our Skarmory, trying to catch the move, and we can catch the move. We have so much energy now onto our Sableye. We can farm this thing all the way down before they even get to another move here, it seems like. And they cannot really go into anything. Like, they cannot go into their Cresselia right now, because we also hardwire them, but they still go into the Cresselia, which is fine for me. And we still have a move stored onto our Sableye. So we should be fine here. And they go into their Shadow Ninetales. We gonna go for the big booms. Brave Bird come through. Fine for us. We can swap into our Swampert here. We can just let the move through, as we don't have shields anyway. And we should be able to maybe even get to another move here. And we're definitely gonna be able to win the game now, because they're gonna have to throw something. They're gonna shield this move up, and this time it's already game over, as Sableye already has 1 move stored. We're gonna go for the foul play, winning us the game here. Good game to my opponent. Going into the final game here, we see my opponent having Swampert against Obstagoon. Totally fine for us. Again, we do the same. Actually, I think go for the Hydro Cannon immediately now, which is fine. I just want to have the damage on this thing. Maybe it's even better to do it like this. Yeah, I can swap out now basically into my Sableye if I want to, but I think I'm still gonna try to get the shield from my opponent. Yeah, I'm gonna go for my shield there. I still should be able to get to one move against Bastion if my opponent would have a Bastion in the back, which doesn't make sense if you have Obstagoon already because you're then double weak to fighting types. So I'm fine with this. I can go for one foul play here, KOing the Obstagoon. They don't want to go 2 shields down. And we see the Nidoqueen coming in, which is amazing for us, as they're gonna go ahead, go for the Poison Fang, and I just think, let's go for the return. Return should KO the Nidoqueen already here, of course, and not stab or anything this, but boom, this thing is gone. As we see the Skarmory, as we see that we already won this game. There's nothing that they can do. And what I'm gonna do here now is just have some fun and catch the move here. Whoops. Just to flex a little bit on my opponent. Of course, I already won the game at this point of time anyway, and my opponent decides to surrender here. Winning us the game here, we're gonna collect the final set, going to 3,155, already a week most likely go when you see this here. But yeah, thanks for watching, see you next video, have a great rest of your day, and good luck on the grind.